Yeah, it looks like I'm on. I'm sending a text to a few people here. Get people on. Hello, this is Fiji here. Let's get a few people on.
How are you doing? Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
When you guys ready to have lunch, let me know.
Thank
we won't
you.
see a while. I think she's doing a work thing.
All right.
All right. All right. How's everything back in the States? Say something if you can see me. I had to get my computer and bring it from my room up here to the restaurant where I think the signal is stronger. So that's where I am right now. Let's see, I'm going to make sure from my phone if it actually worked. All right, let's see. Yep, looks like it worked. Okay, good. Good. All right, there we go. Hey, it's Jean. Hey, Jean. So this is the restaurant at the Koro Sun Resort. And hey, Kim. And let me tell you, it is a brutal journey to get here. We had a 13-hour nonstop flight from Dallas to Nadi, and then we had a 3-hour connection, which turned into a little more. The flight was delayed before we got on this itsy bitsy little airplane, which I will show you a photo of now. Let's see here. So here is the inside of the itsy bitsy little airplane where we flew from Nadi to Savu Savu. And yay, my son Trey says he's watching. Yay. Why don't you come over here and say hi to Trey? And I have a special guest today.
Very special.
Very special. It's my husband, Philip. There we are. So yes, that was our little bitty airplane. But then once we got in the air and it cooled off some, we had some really cool. Hey, Trey. Oh, Trey, if you can hear me, extra points if you all log in on your own YouTube accounts and I'll watch me because I get more watch time. But anyway, this is an example of what we saw coming over. So anyway, very pretty flight coming over. And then we landed at this little bitty airport, which is exactly how every airport should be. And the hotel's van was right there. Like we could see it from the plane. It was just a little bit away from the plane when we landed. And we got off and they handed us our luggage and we were on the hotel shuttle. And we came here and here we are. And it's just lovely. And let's see, yesterday was pretty much just jet lag. There's a 17-hour difference between Dallas and here. I mean, as far as time zone. So it is Friday at almost 1 p.m. here, whereas it's Thursday evening back at home, which is why I'm going live here. And the reason I was late today, I tried to get on by noon, but we had massages and, you know, stuff happens. So we had to finish up our massages, had to go back to the room, grab the computers, walk up here to the lobby. I tried to get on from the room, but the Wi-Fi is just too weak over there. So anyway, here I am in the lobby, and we will eat lunch here in a little bit. So that's cool. Hello. So what is going on back in Dallas? We've got, let's see, we've got the rest of our crew that's coming here to Fiji should be making their way to the airport and whatnot. Let's see, what time is it actually?
7:46.
7:46. Okay, so they should be checking in soon, except for the late goers among you. So I went on a herbal medicine walk this morning. So that's one of the activities at the. For one thing, it was. I'm going to wipe off the camera. Hold on. There. It was pouring. It did lighten up some, but we did the medicine walk, the herbal medicine walk, holding an umbrella. I was trying to film it, but I didn't bring my GoPro with me, so it was holding my phone, holding my umbrella, and it just. Anyway, I don't think I caught much that will be usable, so I don't know if that video will ever see the light of day. But it was interesting to see some of the plants that they have just right here on property that have different medicinal benefits and whatnot. I was kind of thinking that it would be led by an herbalist, and it wasn't. It was just somebody from the activity staff, and it only lasted about 20 minutes. But it was still interesting. So one of the things they do at this hotel when you check in, I think, did they say within 24 hours or 48 hours?
For the foot massage?
Yeah.
24, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think so. 24 hours. They there's a foot massage, and so I had mine this morning. Holy cow! It was so good. It was so good. It was amazing. So back at home, I've got Celeste taking care of the chickens, and I've got Ruthie currently taking care of, I think, 2 of the 3 dogs, and then the last one is boarded. Miss Thena is boarded because she requires a lot of attending. So if somebody's not downstairs with her all the time, she looks for things to destroy. So that's why she is off at the boarding place. All right, someone asked me a question about Fiji in the comments, and I will do my best to answer it. Do we have any excursions while we're at this hotel? Okay, all right. So on the 21st, which will be the 20th in the States, we will move from here back to the main island. So we'll be on that little bitty plane one more time and go back to Nadi. And we're at a different hotel, and we have one excursion there. I think that's right?
Yeah.
And it's river tubing, so I'm looking forward to that. So from our room, there's a ladder thing where you can go right in the water and go snorkeling. And I brought my snorkel and my mask, and so I expect I will do that at some point. Yesterday was completely wasted just from pure exhaustion and jet lag and everything. I think I was pretty much up for the day at 3 a.m. this morning. But if you know me at home, that's not all that unusual at home. So that's all right. So let's see. Interesting. I'm getting an error. Someone tell me if everything looks okay on your end. I don't know. I don't know what that error means. But we'll just keep going. So the guy on the herbal walk this morning, he was saying that there used to not be doctors or hospitals here, and so they relied a lot more heavily on herbal medicine. And it made me think to myself, well, I wonder how many doctors or hospitals there are here now. It's a very remote island. I wonder what they do if you get like seriously injured or whatnot. I have no idea. Let's see, a text message from my son. Oh, okay. All right, here's a picture my son just sent me. He's playing D&D with his friends and watching Nonsense Farm Live. So I don't think it gets much better than that. I don't know if I've ever seen myself on such a big screen. Whew. But anyway, so we've got about 5 more weeks until my surgery. So I have to have everything shut down at the farm. So I have a lot facing when I get back. I think I get back in a week from today, I think, or tomorrow. I don't know. What day is it? What time zone is it? I have no idea. Anyway. So we were afraid before we came here that it would be a lot of seafood. And there has been a lot of seafood, but I've been able to eat no problem. It's been fine. It's been just fine. I'm eager to start hearing from people back at home how that they've arrived at the airport and they're ready to come here. So the last couple of weeks, whenever I've gone live, I've had like a project that I'm working on that I could be working on while I'm talking to you. And so it's a little weird not having that here. We did have last Saturday, we had a canning class, a tomato canning class. And those tomatoes have to process for 45 minutes. They're quarts, and they have to process for 45 minutes in the canner. So what I did impromptu during the class was I also gave a kombucha class at the same time. And I think the general consensus was that while people thought they might tackle canning someday, that none of them wanted to make kombucha. And it's just purely because of how like slimy the SCOBY looks. But I don't know why that should dissuade you. Making kombucha is healthy and fun. But anyway, that seemed to be their opinion. So I'm starting to think about what classes that I want to schedule for 2026. I certainly think I'll do several sourdoughs. Those seem to be really popular. The jelly class seemed really popular. I don't know if a kombucha class would sell as a standalone class. What do y'all think? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I don't know if I'll do another canning class. That doesn't seem to be terribly popular. Unless someone wants to change my mind. Maybe I'll schedule one just to throw it out there. Maybe it was something about how I listed it. I list my classes on Eventbrite, and a lot of the people, they just find me on Eventbrite. Now, for the canning class, it was either all people that I knew or people that know people that I know. So I didn't get anybody from Eventbrite for that. So maybe just the public at large is not all that excited about canning, but I think you should be, because it's a valuable skill to have in case of zombie apocalypse. You want me on your team, trust me. So I mentioned that we just came from massages. Philip and I had a couples massage, and about midway through, he started snoring. Yeah. So that was relaxing. I really didn't care. So what other subjects of classes do you think I ought to have? Seed starting. I should do a seed starting class, don't you think? I'll have to do that pretty early in the year, so I'll need a helper because I'll still, I may not be two-footed yet by that time. But yeah, seed starting. But I wonder, the people that would sign up for a seed starting class, would they, because see, I starting seeds in January, but I don't think most people are very tuned into starting seeds that early. By the time the general public starts to really start thinking about starting seeds, it's really too late to start seeds. But maybe that's when we do the class and then they just learn that next year they need to start sooner. And starting seeds is much, much better than buying starts from the store. Much more affordable. Home gardening, the math just doesn't add up if you're purely buying starts from big box stores. Now, there is a place for that, and sometimes you have to do it, but it's much better if you can manage to start the seeds yourself. And also, when you start the seeds yourself, you get to pick the varieties that you want, and it's just better for several reasons. Also, so a real gardener, all winter long, you're looking at seed catalogs. Like November, December is when all the seeds catalogs start coming out. And that's when you start going through them and dog-earing the pages and circling things and figuring out the seeds that you want to order. You need to start your seeds way before the big box stores start carrying seeds. So it's pretty humid here. Of course, it was raining all morning, and I'm sure that didn't help things. But it's very, as you can see, it's very jungly here. So, I mean, it makes sense that it would have to be humid and wet in order for it to be that green. So the last couple of trips that I have taken, I have not consumed alcohol at all, and the travel has been much easier on me, health metric wise. This is my Aura ring, if you've heard me talk about it. And this time I had 2 glasses of champagne in the airline lounge before we left DFW. I had 1 glass of wine on the airplane with dinner hours later, like probably 6 or 7 hours later. And then I had a glass of wine last night, which would have been like a whole day later. And my metrics on my Aura ring are terrible, just terrible. So I guess I'll be going back to sparkling water for the rest of this trip. It's just not worth it. It just is not worth it. So I've been looking at the weather back in Texas, and it looks like it's going to cool off a little bit before we get home. So I'm pretty excited about that. So all the weight stuff here doesn't quite know what to think about me sitting here talking to my computer screen. But that's all right. They'll figure it out. They will figure it out. So the trip to Fiji has been very interesting. It's the airfare was less than it was when we just took our company to Dominican Republic a few weeks ago. How many weeks ago was that?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. The airfare was about $100 per person less to come all the way, the coach airfare, to come all the way to Fiji than it was just to go to Punta Cana. And the hotels, I think, are fairly affordable with the exchange rate, right? Yeah. Now, they're not all inclusive. But so if you ever thought about coming to Fiji, it's a good. Do I know what the temperature is here? Yes, it is currently 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is the high for the day. It does get much cooler at night to where the room has an opportunity to really cool down, which is great. But of course, when I'm away from home, I always sleep really hot because it's just who I am. It was warmer yesterday. It was probably 89 yesterday. Yeah, we have clouds today, which if you look at the forecast over the next few days, let me pull up my weather app. I use the My Radar weather app. I think that was recommended to me by my sister, Kim, who is here. But if you look over the next few days, you see it says 90%, 100%, 80%, 90%, 90%. So it's going to be kind of cloudy and rainy. We've been walking around with our umbrellas all day. So I kind of wish I would have thought to bring a raincoat, and I kind of wish I would have thought to bring a collapsible umbrella that isn't quite as big as that. However, I have used that as a walking stick several times. So that's been helpful because it can be a little slippery and you don't want to fall, because if you were here a few minutes ago, you heard me say, I don't know what kind of medical care they have here. So there's that. Do you have something to say, Philip? You look like...
No, I have a copy of Handmade if you want.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, if it starts to... yeah. Okay. So there's a litter of kittens that is around here somewhere. We first saw them at dinner last night. And of course, the worst thing you can do in that situation is to feed them, because then they just learn that they can bother people. And then also it artificially supports a higher kitty cat population. Let's see, I'm trying to find the picture I took of them. Here they are. So there's the kitty cats that joined us for dinner last night. And then, of course, after I, didn't feed them, then the next people that come for dinner just got the dinner rolls off the table and started feeding them dinner rolls, which really bad idea. And those kitty cats don't need white bread. That is not what they need. But I digress. And then this morning, there were 4 of them last night, and there were 5 of them this morning. I don't know how many more hiding out in the jungle. But hopefully they are capturing rodents and making the resort rodent free. All right. On that note, I think I will close out and we will go get some lunch and probably take a nap. Don't you think?
I think I'll work. Then I'll probably not have to tea.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you guys for joining me from Fiji. I am not smart enough to figure out where I will be next time. It is Thursday at 7 p.m. in Texas. But I think I will still be traveling because it's Saturday when we get home.
You'll be in Fiji. You'll be in Fiji.
I'll still be in Fiji. Yeah, okay. So I will.
You'll be river to it.
Yeah, it might be.
You may not go.
All right. Well, I'll do my very best to come on next week. Are there mosquitoes? Yes. There are many, many mosquitoes. In the airline terminal, the domestic airline terminal yesterday where we waited for our little connection, there were mosquitoes all over the place. There are mosquitoes all over the place here. There's mosquito spray in your room. I am fortunate in that mosquitoes don't tend to bite me anymore. It might be a hormone thing. I don't know. But anyway, so yes, there are many, many mosquitoes. So anyway, all right. Thank you guys so much. And I will catch you on the next one, hopefully next week, but if not, the week after that. All right. Bye.